Well, hello and welcome back to Poshcats Camping. We're still in Scotland and we've moved a little further north from Stonehaven on the east coast. We've moved a little further north up to a Scot Toon called Keith. And so we know Keith now. That's handy, isn't it? We've been here overnight. It's a very sharp frost this morning. I've just walked the dogs. They weren't very happy about it, but it's a little bit slippery underfoot, so I've had to be a bit careful. Where the water's running off the edges of the fields onto the paths and onto the road, it's very icy indeed, and you don't really expect it. We're not used to it, are we? We're used to the warm weather, us southerners. But it is a very sharp morning. It's a pretty sky this morning. The pinks and the yellows of the sunrise over here have almost disappeared. I wasn't quick enough with the camera this morning, but it's very pretty. Now we're very lucky this week. I'm going to show you two new campsites. Yes, two new campsites. This first one has only been open for about 4 or 5 months, since June, July this year. I think it opened up to customers. There's only about 25 or so pictures. There's a mix of grass and hardstand pictures. We're on two little camper van pictures down the bottom here, which are fully serviced, which is really nice. They're just near the gate, which is not a problem, near the facilities, and it's run by Emma and Scot, who gave us a very warm welcome yesterday when we arrived. We arrived to blue skies yesterday, really quite nice, and took a little walk in the town, and we'll show you some of those pictures very shortly. Let me just show you the site here. It's, as I say, very new. They admit that they are on a steep learning curve and there's lots to do, but we think they're on the right path anyway. It's a nice little site. I think it would be lovely for adults, and particularly in spring, summer and autumn. Winter time, they're very brave to keep the site open in winter, I think. That's my opinion. It's difficult to use the grass because it's quite soft, but they have got 5 hard stands and probably some room round by the toilet block as well to put an extra one if they wanted to. But here we are. If you can see behind me, everything's frosty. I'll turn the camera around and show you and talk to you about what's here. Well, I'm starting right at the top corner here. As you can see, there's some lovely mature trees. They're bare, it's winter time, but I'm sure that they'd give nice cover in the summer. Plot number 10, or pitch number 10 here, is at the back corner, and behind the fence you have to go walk around and go out the main gate and down the path, but just behind there is a children's playground, and that's the local children's playground, and just beyond that there's a lovely walk in some woodland. Out the other side here, as you can see, there's a row of pictures, number 12, 14 and so on along here. There is a gentle slope to the site. We're in Scotland, so you've got to realise that it's quite hilly around Keith, although in the grand scheme of things they're not steep hills, so it's easy to walk. Some more hard stands this side, and right in the far corner there's a private residence, and then there's 2 park homes that are for rent. One is dog friendly and the other is for families. I think they're both for families, but one of them's dog friendly. There's speed humps around the site, which is nice to keep speed down, but as Emma said when we arrived, it's only a small site, you're not going to get lost. And as you can see, this is about it. The bungalow that you see over there is on the road, the little access road. It's not a busy road, there's just a few cars up and down there serving the houses at the long back. Well, here we are on pitch 23 and 24. Like I say, ideal for camper vans, these 2 pitches. I guess you could have a caravan on there, no trouble at all, but we think they're ideal for camper vans or motorhomes. The pitch 24 is a little shorter than 23, and 23 is just on a gentle slope, so we've had to put the wedges under. But we're back round near the toilet block. Just to the left here we've got the Elson point and bins, and the toilet block is the building in front of us. Well, we're off on a little walk, aren't we, Sue?
Yeah.
Where are you?
Here?
Here she is. Yeah, we're out on a little walk. We're going to go into the town of Keith. A Scot Toon, apparently. And going to go and see what Keith is like. Just down the hill. We're not far from the town here. And
it's all
the sun and shine, and yeah, it's walking distance. So
yeah, we're lucky we've got sunshine and no rain or clouds.
And it's nice
well,
and dry
clouds,
now.
But
my coat is still a bit damp from earlier, but that'll dry. Well, this is the main A96 that runs between Aberdeen and Inverness, and it runs right through the town, so it's quite a busy road. Once you get across that, you're here at the main shopping area. There's some toilets here, and then we walk along here and you get to the main street. Lots of walks in the area. It says on here that Keith means wind or pure air. The original old Keith was near the River Isla and dates from around 700 AD. Its official history began with a mention in the charter from King William the Lion in 1195. The Earl of Findlater created the planned town of New Keith in 1750. And up here is going to be a flower display there in spring, no doubt. Well, it says the Beatles on tour, St Thomas's Hall, 50th anniversary of the appearance of Johnny Gentle and his group, the Silver Beatles. Now, if you can't guess who they were the band that originally became the Beatles. So this was the 25th of May 1960, and they appeared here at St Thomas's Hall, which was built in 1912. These blue signs can tell you some history, can't they? And there's St Thomas's Hall. So we're just talking to that gentleman, and he said that he was around when the Beatles came in 1960, and they also went to one of the nearby towns, Joe, and 5 people turned up.
Yeah. I believe it, can you? Huh?
Imagine 5 people turning up to see the Beatles, but that was before they were famous. Yeah, amazing. Well, we found the hospital on the hill, and we're walking down this way now. Found the old cemetery here. Commonwealth War graves with quite ornate staircase there, and all the stones look quite old. I could walk through, and then over there is the old bridge, which we'll tell you about in a moment. So this bridge was built in 1609 and shelters large stone of Campbell's Hole under the Union Bridge, was the Gaun's Pot, where until 1735 witches were drowned. Ooh, that sounds a bit gruesome. Modern steps over the bridge. There's the old station. There's a heritage railway that runs through here, but this time of year it is closed. And again, we're right near the main road that runs through Keith. Found this pretty little monument here in the town. The Scotsman. The gardens are all planted out. Quite a pretty town. I'm not saying that at its best, of course, because this is winter. But you can see what a pretty little place it is. So this is the Kirk of Keith. Along the main road here, and look at these. They're like bookends. I found a distillery. It's rather nice. Well, good morning. We've moved. We've left the lovely Keith Holiday Park. Speaking to Emma this morning, and thanked her for their hospitality and keeping us cosy and warm while it was about -3 again last night, I think, really cold. We're lucky none of the pipes froze, and one or two of the taps around the site were frozen. So we were very lucky, really. We walked down yesterday afternoon, Sheila and I, to try and find the waterfalls, but we were about 500 yards short of it, and it was getting very cold and starting to get dark, so we came back. But that's a good reason for us to return. Beautiful little holiday park with 16 amp electric hookup, and the Wi-Fi was free as well. We just used that for a little while to check out our route for today. So we've moved on. We've only come a few miles down the coast. We've come right to the north coast now of Scotland. We're not on the top of Scotland. I'll show you on the map. We're at Lossiemouth, which is a really quite big town. We've just come down to the seafront, and we're going to go for a little walk. I'll show you what we can see here. Smurf's got a lovely view. And we're just parked on the roadside here. There's no metering or anything, no restrictions, and we're parked outside the Firth Hotel and Restaurant, just on the front here. Again, tide is down. It's very pretty here this morning. No wind, so lucky there's no wind, but there's a guy out there on a supboard. I don't know if you can see him. It must be crackers. really chilly morning, but he's out there on his supboard. I'll see if I can zoom in and you might be able to catch him. His centre of screen there somewhere. But very pretty. We're going to go for a little walk. Just walking along here to Lossiemouth Marina with the boats. I think the harbour's a little further round.